now in a second. In 1 second. Yes, we are live here on the Woman Agenda podcast. This is obviously Raj, your host. We have a very special person on the line. I'm going to say on the line on the podcast, Sarah Louise.
Hi, Raj.
Um, that's, that's what happens when you're doing a different day job. You get that in your head. Um, Sarah Louise, a very talented country music singer. I'm sure everyone who will join us has already heard of Sarah, like myself. But you haven't, then you need to check her out. So, Sarah, how are you today? First of all,
I'm great. Thank you. Great.
Fan- fantastic. I have briefly seen your website, which is very good.
Oh, thanks.
Sarah Louise dot biz. It is very good, and we've seen, and obviously Rochelle has already informed me that you just released an album as well, which we broke on YouTube last week,
Yay.
and mentioned it that
Thank
is
you.
coming out, and do purchase it. No worries. And we thought we would mention it, and also on there. So there's a lot of stuff to obviously chat about, but obviously I think it's probably best to say first of all, you are from originally from Essex. Would that be
That's
right?
right.
Yeah, Essex. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And now,
And so
now. Hmm.
yeah. Okay, but you're not in Essex anymore, are you? Are you like
No,
moved?
I'm living in the country now, but I actually have to commute to Essex when I'm singing all the time. I have to drive further, but it's nice to be out of the rat race, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. That would be nice. So you're living. Whereabouts you living now?
In Suffolk.
All right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. And so, how long have you been doing country music for? How long has it been now?
Um, as a job, as a profession, I've been doing it for 3 years as country. But my first ever band was a country band when I was 16. I joined, and all my friends used to take the mickey out of me because I was singing country music, and they were just into R&B and dance music, and I was singing Shania Twain and Jodie Messina, Martina McBride, and I was loving life. And I think I let the social side of it put me off a little bit, and I sort of backed off a little bit, because but I wish now that I hadn't listened and I just done what I wanted to do, because look at me now, I'm back in it. Um, and I basically had my daughter when I was young. Now she's 20, and I'm back, back with the energy. And the good thing about it is I know that, I'll always be a mum, but now I can live the dream that I wanted to live in the first place. So now I'm doing exactly what I want to do for me, and just I don't care if
Yeah.
people don't like country. I love it, and I'm staying true to myself. So I'm just doing what I want to do.
Yeah, and so what was the feedback like when you told your family and stuff that you wanted to do country music? What was
Well,
the response?
what you mean again? Well, the thing is,
No, when you started country music.
oh, originally, well, thing is, I've always been a singer because I've always been singing since the age of 4. I've been singing all my life and writing songs all my life, but I didn't really do anything about it. I was just literally would just sing and then do karaoke competitions and not really take myself seriously. But when I joined a band, that was probably the best thing I could have ever done, because that got me in front of a live audience. And then I realized this is it. I'm a performer. I love it so much. I can't imagine doing anything else. But my family and friends were all like, Sarah, you can't do this for a job. It's not realistic. You've got to get out there. You've got to go to college. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. I mean, bless them. They just wanted the best for me. Want me to get a pension and da 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 da. And I'm really glad that they actually did that, because luckily I got a mortgage when I was 18. So I did the sensible thing and bought a house early on in my life. And now at this stage of my life, my house is worth more than what it would have been if I'd have started 10 years later. So I'm lucky that I haven't got as much of a mortgage now, and I can focus on what I want to be doing rather than worrying about paying mortgage or paying rent. So starting early as a sensible worker actually helped me right now in my life. I didn't realize it would, but everybody telling me to be sensible was probably the right thing. But I wanted to go all in. I just wanted to go all in. But I listened to all the people going, get a job, get a job, get a job, get a job, get a job. So I worked for 20 years doing what I didn't love, But luckily, I'm all in now. And I gave up my job at the school 10 years ago now. So yeah, I've been a professional singer, songwriter. But just I've been doing weddings and writing songs for people's weddings and parties, and I've been doing that for the last 3 years, and I just absolutely love it. It's hard. It's really hard. Like financially and emotionally is hard because you don't get a break. It's, I've had to sacrifice not seeing my friends. I've had to sacrifice relationships, all sorts of sacrifices, but this is my true love. I can't imagine doing anything else,
Yeah, absolutely. You're doing something which you really wanted to do. So that's great that you've been able to do that. And obviously that hard work is showing in obviously in the music which you've produced, and which we can see on the website, which is on here, sarahlouise.biz. And it tells yeah, it's very, very detailed. It tells us about your music. Obviously people can purchase your merchandise now as well. So there's an option to get merchandise. There's your music which is released on there. So you've just released an album which just came out yesterday, on the 14th, and before that you had a breakout single, which did really well. And obviously you've got a YouTube channel which I've seen, like you said, as well. So you are definitely going places, and
yeah, it's hard, like I say, but I've spent many a night making earrings for my website and trying to post stuff, and people think that I've got this magic little person in the background doing everything, but it's all me. But yeah, I'm so happy that Rachel's come on board and helping me do stuff like to get my promotion, and just to kind of since I went on board with Rachel and Scarlet River, my songs have been doing really well because she pushes me as well. She when she creates a press release for me, when she says stuff about my album, she actually really means it. She's not saying it just because it's a business. She actually is so passionate about people's music. And the fact that the passion comes from her and it's not just me blowing my own trumpet, I think that's really helped my career, because I've had 7 top 5 charts. And that's since I've been using that, I've had 2 songs at number 1. One was only there for 5 hours, so that doesn't really count, does it? And my album, my latest EP, The Now, went straight to number 1 in the UK country charts, and I was gobsmacked. And because the album that I bought out yesterday, Dream is Country, because it went to number 3, I was really absolutely stoked. I was so happy, but a little part of me was going, well, what's wrong with it then? Because my other one went to number 1. But I actually took a step back. I was like, Sarah, give yourself a break. You're up against Luke Combs and Carrie Underwood here. Stop moaning. What are you doing? So I had a little word with myself, and I was very grateful for it being, and it got to number 5 in Australia as well. And the thing is, it's a
Wow.
cover album. Yeah, I couldn't believe it, Raj. I was like, what?
Awesome.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
really, it's amazing. I feel very blessed with the audience that I have. They all support me. They are always pre-ordering my stuff, always buying my stuff. So they have physical copies and iTunes copies, and they're only doing it to support me, to help me. And I just feel really lucky, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And just like you said, you mentioned Rochelle. Just to mention, obviously, the Woman Agenda and Rochelle Scarlet River. We are partnered with them to bring talented female artists on board the Woman Agenda, so they can have that platform and they can tell about the music. And we chatted to Rochelle just a few days ago, and I'm always chatting to anyway. But she's like you said, she is very very passionate, and it comes from the heart. From when she's saying it, you can tell she's serious. She's very passionate. The kind of hours she puts in. So and I mentioned that to her as well when I was speaking to her a few days ago. Um, on there. So if you are an artist, then do get in touch with Richelle. We will put the link in the description on how to get in touch with Richelle, and her website will be on the video as well. So yeah, absolutely. I think what people do is because there are some artists who are like signed artists to big um, which we call
Labels.
labels. Yeah, that's the word, labels. And they have a massive team of people who help them in the background, and on there. And this is no disrespect to them. They've obviously worked hard for 15, 20 years, and that's why they're they're in that position. But because they're in that position, people think everyone who's a music singer has such a massive team
I
who
know.
are working for them.
It was
It's
even
not the
hard
case.
work. It was even hard work to get my dad to download my. But he goes, I've already got loads of your songs. I was like, Dad, this is the new EP, like it's the new album. I said, well, I won't have time to listen to it. I'm like, make time, download.
Absolutely, definitely. You have to say that to your family. Definitely,
I'm
definitely. They have to do
sorry,
it.
I'm not taking
Definitely,
no for an answer. My
definitely.
friends will say to me, don't expect, we'll do whatever we can, but you can't expect us to do it all the time. I don't expect, but I know that I know the people that have got my back, and I know the people that support me no matter what. I don't even have to ask them to, and they just do it anyway. And like my best friend, and I was like, oh, please, can you download that for me? She's like, look, I've already done it, you donut. Of course I've done it already. You don't have to ask me. So I was like, oh, thank you. She's like, I want to listen to your music. And she sent me a message because she went on a long journey. She said, Sarah, it's beautiful. My daughter sent me a review because my daughter's actually on my new album. And she sent me a scripted detail of every song that she did. She did her own little review of it, which I shared on Facebook because I was like, bless her heart. I didn't even ask her to do that. And it's just everything feels like it's falling into place with music for me,
Yeah, definitely. And it's the country music scene in the UK is slowly expanding, isn't it? I mean, we've seen. I've spoken to Olivia, who's in the UK. She's an unassigned artist, talented, and she was saying the same thing, that it is grabbing in the UK, the country music scene. So it's slowly expanding, which is, I think, a very exciting thing. The people are now appreciating country music. Uh, Before it was just obviously in the USA, but now in the UK, it's becoming, a lot of people are starting to like country music, and artists are getting that opportunity. Uh,
It's a shame that before, when I said to people about country, they're like, oh, country and western, don't like
yeah,
that. But now, if they'd have just given it a chance, Imagine all the things that they've missed out on all this time. Like, I've been listening to Chris Country. Well, it's not even Chris Country anymore. It's Country Line Radio. I've been listening to that for 10 years or more. But, you know, people didn't even know about it. They're like, what's this rubbish? But it's not rubbish because they just think it is because it's got country music in the title. But if you like, country music is the rawest part of songwriting. Like, you can actually hear the passion and the love that people have for life in lyrics in country music. Like, it basically tells a story every single time, and it's not just about a truck or whiskey or a dog. You know,
Yeah.
when you go deeper and you hear the likes of, you know, Luke Combs and Lee Bryce, you know, they, whether they've written that song or not, you can hear in their voice they mean it. And that's what's important, I think. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes. If anybody has seen any disturbance on this while we're chatting, I do apologize. I'm not sure what's happening today. It just it's when you go live, sometimes these things do happen. It could be a number of things why it's happening. But yeah, absolutely, I fully agree with what you're saying. Definitely, it is. Yeah, and did you have any when you were going to country music? Who was your role model?
Shania Twain to start with.
Shania Twain. Absolutely. I can't honestly think of a better role model than Shania Twain, to be honest.
She's the
She,
queen.
absolutely, she is. She is definitely the queen. Definitely, definitely.
She was the first
Um,
person I love old country, but I got more into country because of Shania Twain. I looked at other artists because of her, and like the songs that I was learning, when I was actually learning those songs, I learned them so quickly because I felt them, you know. She's got,
yeah,
that girl has got so much empowerment for women, and she feels every single feeling that there is in her songs, and I feel like I've experienced everything that she has. When I hear her lyrics, I'm like, yes, girl, yes. I understand that. I understand that.
yeah, absolutely. And definitely. I mean, if there are some artists and you think, okay, why is this person following this person, that he or she is not a role model, but Shania Twain is someone who definitely is. And I remember watching it for the first time when we used to have a country music channel in the UK, which was like a 24/7 channel, CMA or something like that. It was called.
Hello.
Yeah, and it was um, it was a it was very quick to get into country music when I used to listen to Shania Twain and watched her on that country music channel. So yeah, definitely, fully agree with that for sure. What a role model to have in Shania Twain, definitely. And on the and how do you feel now in the UK, living in Suffolk? You've also learned the guitar, um, which is a great skill to have in country music.
Thank
Uh,
you.
to
It
learn the
really is.
guitar.
I mean, like even this morning, I felt a little bit angry this morning about something, and I thought, hang on, where's my guitar? Because I'm not wasting that emotion. I'm not wasting
Yeah,
it. And I get my phone and then I send it to my friend. I'm like, what do you think? She goes, yes, I love it. So I might do something with that because I feel like it happened for a reason. Everything I think happens for a reason. And
absolutely,
lockdown was like when we were in the pandemic, I had no musicians because no one was able to help me with my songs. So I was like, what am I going to do? I can't. I felt really like I couldn't do anything. that I really wanted to do. I love writing songs. If I'm not writing songs, I don't feel like being creative. So I just learnt the guitar myself and just did it myself because, yeah. And then what happened is my career evolved because I was writing literally for myself. Because sometimes I love working with other people, but sometimes when you write with someone else, the song takes a totally different direction. And sometimes you don't want it to go that direction, but you feel like you should include that person because they've come up with it too. But actually, it's upsetting and it makes you think that's not what I wanted to do. So it's so liberating writing from scratch. And I've been doing Songwriting Mondays every Monday on Instagram. So I get my audience involved in writing songs with me every Monday, no matter what, because I think it's really important to include the audience. But I've been really poorly lately and I haven't been on for like 4 weeks because I don't want to just try. I'm only literally singing if I've got paid gigs because I can't sing just freely because I want to make sure that I'm better because I don't want to lose my higher register. And everyone's going, when are you coming back? We love writing songs with you. It's really nice because they're like, how about this? How about this? I'm like, yeah, well, I don't really like that. Oh, I love that. And it's nice to include them and I can say yes or no. And when I release music that they've helped me with, it brings them into my heart.
Yeah, definitely. You want to write a song for a purpose and release music, not just for the sake of releasing it. Definitely. That's definitely a great thing to do. So tell us a bit about your new album, which is just released now.
Oh, so this one is a covers album. I was against covers albums because I've got so many songs to share. But when I do a live stream, people say, Sarah, can you sing this? Sarah, can you sing this? Sarah, can you sing this? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So I basically listed in my group a list of songs that people have requested that I sing before. And I've said, right, everyone, if you can all vote, I'm doing a covers album next year. Tell me what you want me to sing. So I chose the most popular ones for the album. One of them wasn't mixed in time. So I had to scrap Islands in the Stream because it wasn't mixed properly. But that's sad because that was going to be a bonus track. But what I loved about it is I've included people on the album in a duet with me. So people that I previously worked with. So Preston D. Barnes is singing on it. He's done Amazed and Shallow. And also a guy that I used to work with in a duo called Jonathan Potts. He's playing piano on it and also singing on it with me. And we did Christina Perri, 1,000 Years. And the most special, no offense to everyone else on the album, but the most special person singing on it is my daughter, Francesca. And we sing a song on it called Hold On, which basically means don't give up. You know, you've got this, just do it. And I'm really proud of her because she hasn't been living with me for the last year and a half. And she's really grown up because of it. We've got a good relationship now. She's more like my friend than my daughter, you know? And the way that she treats me now is like an adult. But she's like the adult and I'm like the child. And she's like, Mum, get to bed. Mum, what are you doing? Because she'll come into my TikToks and go, Mum, what are you doing? You're supposed to be asleep. I was like, I know, but I just want to talk to my friends. It feels like she's telling me off all the time, you know, trying to get me to eat better and sleep better and be better. So it's quite sweet, really. It's kind of taken a role reversal, but it's nice. So the album is full of songs of love in an acoustic style with my friends and my daughter.
So that is called Dreamers Country.
Dreamers Country, yeah. Because my first covers album was called My Country. And my second album is called Dreamers Country because it's dreamers, and SL Dreamers are the people that are in my group who support me. So I've called it Dreamers Country rather than My Country. So it's like a sequel. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, definitely. So, and can people purchase it on your website, which is sarahlouise.biz?
Yeah, you can get signed free, or you can get it on all streaming platforms. So you can get it on Spotify, Deezer, wherever you listen to your music, anywhere. But if you want a signed copy, you can get it straight off my website. No problemo.
Wow, okay. So anybody watching this now or watching it afterwards, the recorded or on the audio podcast, then you can purchase it everywhere on all of the platforms which Sarah just discussed on there. So did you have to, or did you want to release, when you released your album, make any music videos, or are there any music videos for
The
the
thing
same?
is, it doesn't feel right making a music video for someone else's song.
Hmm.
So
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
I would rather wait, because I've got another album that I want to release in the summer, and that is another originals album, and I've already got a name
Okay.
for the album that I want to call it, because I feel like every album that I create is a progression of how I feel, and it's a progression of my audience. It's basically bringing everything up the ladder, and I don't want to go back in time. So people say, why don't you put that song on the new album? I'm like, no, because that was like, I've got Yellow Ribbons, which was my first one, The Shift, which was a shift in my
Yeah.
change my heart, and I've got Sunflower, which was my EP. Then I've got the Now. So anything that I've written before those 4 albums, I'm not putting on the album. Everything is fresh and new and how I feel right now, because that's the most important thing. Going forward is the most important thing. So, yeah, everything I write now is going on the next one. And I'm going on a songwriting retreat in Scotland next week. And
Oh, great.
I've heard that
Awesome.
this is going to be life-changing. So I want to save the energy and the videos all for the next chapter, which will definitely be
Oh,
happening.
great stuff. Absolutely, definitely, and so guys, do watch out for that on there. And obviously, Sarah Louise is available on Facebook, Instagram.
Yes, I've had to get on all of them now, Raj. I'm everywhere. Twitch and Twitter and LinkedIn, everything. It's just like, where am I today? So yeah,
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I'd rather have my own website so I can just go live on there all the time and do what I like, say what I like, but haven't created it yet. I want to call it SLTV, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not a bad idea actually. That's a pretty good idea actually. Yeah, to just go live on your own website as well. Yeah, definitely. It's
I
not
don't
bad.
think there's a way I can do that yet, because there's lots of copyright issues and stuff like that. But that is the aim, to actually have my own app. So
Yeah.
that I could just go live on my own app and no one can bother me. And I can only invite people that I want. No trolls allowed.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to quickly mention about your YouTube channel. So this is the Sarah's official YouTube channel, which you can.
Sarah Louise Music.
The music is it?
Yeah, Sarah Louise Music.
Okay.
You can find me.
Sarah Louise Music. Sarah Louise
Yeah.
Music. So just ignore the last part. Sarah Louise Music, but you will be able to find it even if you type in YouTube.
So basically,
You will be able to
if you look for
find it straight away.
Sarah Louise Dreamers Country, you'll find everything. And you'll find my YouTube channel, and sarahlouise.biz. You can go straight to YouTube from my website anyway.
You can absolutely, definitely. There is a link on there, which will take you straight to there, which I've checked out myself. It takes you straight to the YouTube channel.
And every time
So
someone
do check it out, and do subscribe to Sarah Louise.
Thank you.
Yeah,
There's so
absolutely.
many people,
Because
there's so many Sarah Louises in the music industry. It's really difficult to find me sometimes. So I
there is,
basically tell people, look for
yeah.
Sarah Louise Sunflower, and you will find me, because no one else called Sarah Louise has written a song called Sunflower. That's me. And this is my logo everywhere. SL.
There is no, you're right. There is a lot of Sarah Louise's, but it's not too I would say it's not. If you type in Sarah Louise country, 9 times out of 10, your picture and your YouTube channel will appear on YouTube.
Ooh. Hello.
Talented country music singer. Lots of exciting stuff happening
Sorry, I lost you for a minute, Raj.
on the on,
What's going on? Hello.
controllable, but yes, on there. So I do apologize in advance if you had a few disturbances while watching this, or if you see the recorded version, there is just a slight issue. But yeah, absolutely, lots of exciting stuff happening then in the works on there. So are you in the writing the music at the moment for the new album? Is it in the works at the moment?
Yeah, I've basically Half of You, my single that I brought out on the 28th of February, was a little taster of what's going to be on the next album. So I brought out Half of You just for before Dream is Country because I wanted people to be like, I am still writing. Don't worry. Here's Dream is
Yeah,
Country. Here's the covers album. In the summer will be the new album.
yeah,
End of July.
definitely, definitely.
End of July, beginning of August is what I'm trying to do.
Absolutely. And if we hear it on the Woman Agenda, we will definitely break it on the YouTube for sure.
Okay.
And absolutely, absolutely, no, definitely, definitely. We want to break it on YouTube because we want more and more people to know when there's an amazing talent, country music artist on board for people to watch them and support them. And if that happens, country music will definitely, which will definitely grow. So do you think is it best to be an unassigned artist, or is it best to be a signed artist? What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't know how it feels to be a signed artist, but from what I can see,
Right.
unless you can trust somebody 100%, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Nicely
gonna
said.
say.
Nicely said. Absolutely.
Because,
Yeah.
you've got to know that you can be fully yourself to be able to be successful, because I have seen people lose their soul from it. I've seen people literally on the ground begging for mercy. That's not worth it. No, no
Yeah.
amount of, no amount of money is worth losing your soul for, is it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because if you're doing it for the right reason, music, and then for the amount of money you've signed to a label, and once you're stuck in there, and you can't get out of there, and then yeah, exactly, nicely said. Yeah, and then you're stuck. You're stuck basically, um,
Well,
and
even some of
then
the TV programs that I've been on, like The Voice and, you know, Pop Idol. I don't know if you can remember that. That was where
oh
I
yeah,
first started. I went on Pop Idol, The Voice, then I didn't do Britain's Got Talent, but they did the X Factor, and all of them. Oh, and The One and Only. The only thing that I really liked going on was The One and Only, and the BBC actually treated me really lovely. They paid for me to stay in a hotel. Um,
wow,
they had a contract this thick, but I was like, I'm not happy to really sign that. They were like, well, that's okay, but like, we'll let you go forward. But if you go further in the competition, you can't go further in the competition without signing this. And this was about going to Vegas and having to work in Vegas on their
yeah,
terms. So it was exciting, and I can see why people would just sign it. But I was like, well, what about this? And what about if I had another gig? What about if I want to go and sing at
yeah,
someone's wedding? Am I tied to you for the rest of my life? Then they were like, well, don't worry about it unless you have to then. So they let me not sign it to go on the show, because if I had signed that and went on the show and got further into the competition, then I said, actually, I'm not signing it, they would have had to said, right, one of our contestants has pulled out. But yeah, I'm always really hot on that, because you have to be burnt in your lifetime to realize not to do it again, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. No, no. I mean, it's nice to say that. Okay, I've tried these things, which it's not a bad thing to do. To give it a try.
That's my
On
song.
there, but I had to shut it down because I don't want to get clamped by YouTube for copyright.
Yeah. But the thing is, they have a go at me for playing my music, let alone you.
I know exactly. I've been
Copyright
very
claim,
careful now.
copyright. Yeah, exactly.
So all the music which is played on my videos now are created by people who I tell them to create the music themselves. So there's no copyright involved. Because other than that, YouTube, I was getting clamped, right? So so now it's like my own music created by people, so I can use for the videos. So yeah, absolutely, definitely. So lots of exciting stuff happened, like you said. So uh, that singer which you mentioned was that was the singer which made it big, like you said, in Australia, the UK, on there. So where do you get the most response from when your single does well? Is it social media? Is that the best way?
Yeah, but the thing is, every time I bring out a new single, the most excited people get is Instagram and TikTok, because they literally
Yeah.
TikTok is, yeah, the way that TikTok's going now, it's all about the gifts, it's all about this and that. So I don't like to tell people, please gift me, please gift me. I'm not going to beg. But what I do say to people is, when I go on there, I'm like, right, guys, please share this live. Please tap the screen, because the more you tap the screen, the more the algorithms show up. And they build the excitement up with me. And I'm like, right, let's get 20 people, let's get 30 people, And then I tell them all, right, this is an exciting thing is happening. My song is coming out tomorrow. Stay with me in this live. We're all going to get my song up for the charts. Come on. And they're all like with the momentum. And I've been on TikTok with people till 5 a.m, and they have stuck with me. And
Wow.
honestly, they're like my new best friends, and they all want to know how I'm doing all the time, and they check in with me all the time about my music. And it's just amazing community of people on there. The musicians stick together on TikTok,
Yeah,
and it's lovely. Everyone wants to help each other
that's
out.
nice.
Whereas I think a little bit of Facebook is a little bit negative sometimes. Things that are said on Facebook are not really true. People brag about stuff that's not really
Yeah.
happening, and I don't like it. Whereas I go on TikTok in my pajamas, I don't care. I'm just going to be myself, and I don't care. Whereas Facebook feels a bit fake, if I'm honest. So I believe
Yeah.
and I just started using Twitch now, and I really like Twitch. I've just got to get more followers on there, because Twitch don't tell me off for copyright, and they don't ban me. Whereas TikTok have started banning me now when I'd say something wrong or do something wrong, because you'll get someone nasty come in your live and they will report you. Because they're jealous, they'll report you for something that you haven't done. And because TikTok are so busy, they'll just shut you down, and they'll look at it later. So I believe
Yeah.
that, like, I'm trying to get into Twitch, and I sometimes go live on YouTube. But the only thing is about YouTube is there's a bit of a delay on the comments. Do you find that?
I think I think there could be. I think that could be true. Yeah. I think there could be like some kind of a delay going on there.
Yeah. So
Sometimes. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so when I'm bringing out a new single, I'm all over Instagram and TikTok. because I feel like that's where my main supporters are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good as an artist, and obviously I found this as doing the podcast that you have to obviously be on social media, and obviously and you just have to check what's working, and then keep on doing social media, keep interacting, and especially as a country music artist, the interaction which you will get and the feedback stuff, um, that's where some of the potentially the people could be who could be listening to your music, and giving you some live feedback, which is great. And obviously, you can subscribe to her newsletter on sarahlouise.biz, and then you get the latest news on her upcoming album straight away. And
I do once a
which
month
which will
newsletters.
Yeah, absolutely. So you get all the information. So you don't have to find out. You don't have to Google her. You can just find out straight away uh, when her album is coming out, and then you can pre-order it. Just like you can get her album now, available now. Since yesterday, it's available, and you can purchase it on sarahlouise.biz and all online, Spotify, everywhere. So do check it out, and it's definitely gonna be worth a listen, if not more than one listen for sure. Absolutely. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff, and I can't even. It's hard to imagine that we've been chatting for such a long time. Um,
Anyone that knows me, this is not hard to believe. Sorry, Raj. I knew. Oh, dear.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So there's lots of stuff happening. You said you've given a tentative release that your album will come out in the next few months, on there. Obviously, at the moment, there wouldn't be like a name for the album. Is it just you
I
you
have
you
got
finished the
a name.
album?
I have got a name, but I've not share it yet. Not yet.
Okay, okay,
No,
no worries.
because
Absolutely.
it might jinx it. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like I feel like I know that it's going to fit the album really well, but I just want to make sure that everything that I write on this songwriting retreat fits with the name before I choose that name.
Yeah, definitely. On there, and I'm sure it's gonna do well, and I'm sure, even though, like you said, this isn't your own album, but I'm sure this is gonna do well in the charts. And I'm wishing you lots of success for this. I'm sure it's gonna do really, really good in the charts in the UK.
I'm really
And
chuffed about how many streams it's got already. It's already
yeah,
had loads of streams. It's had like the song "I Want to Dance with Somebody," the Whitney Houston one, has had over
yeah,
7,000 streams in less
wow.
than a month, and that is mind blowing because my other single that was brought out last month has only had 4,000 streams. So I'm like, wow, people are really loving my covers. So
Yeah, and just to mention, like you said, you're doing a tour, and for this album, are you planning any tours in the UK, around the UK, or abroad?
well, I'm going to Nashville next
Oh,
month,
awesome!
and so I've
Great.
got a show. I'm basically going to showcase the album and all my other albums in one showcase. So I've got like 3 sets of 45 minutes that I want to showcase in Nashville, and in lots of um like I want to do writers round showcases to showcase all the stuff I've got, and also I'm planning on doing some gigs up north, like in Yorkshire, Manchester, Liverpool. I haven't got dates for them yet because I want to confirm support acts, etc. So I don't want to just book it unless I know the people that are going to be doing it with me are going to do it with me, because I've
Oh,
met some amazing people all over the country who are country musicians, and I really love to do that with them. I don't want to do a
Oh,
gig on my
great.
own. I want to collab with other people, and not just them be my support act. I would love to sing with them as well, because I just love sharing. I love harmonies, and it just feels a bit of a waste when you do a gig with someone and not sing with them.
Yeah.
So I want to tour Dreamers Country album and all my albums all together.
Oh, that would be good. I mean, because yeah, absolutely. I mean, singing yourself is good, but if doing it with other people, with a talented country music artist, that's a different experience, isn't it? To do something like that around the UK, that's absolutely exciting stuff. So you've heard it. She's coming around. She's going around the UK, and she could be coming near a city near you very, very soon.
You'll
So
hear
watch
me.
out for Sarah Louise.
Yeah, brilliant. I will
Yeah,
let people
absolutely.
know
And if you
in my newsletter. I'll let people know when it's going to be.
so that's why you need to subscribe to our newsletter, because this is where you're gonna get the latest news when she's coming around your city, and you absolutely definitely is something which is something you need to grab with both hands, because she is a very very talented country music singer,
Oh, thank you.
and no worries. And yeah, absolutely. Like I said, you've done lots. There's a long list of music which you've sang, singles in this album, including Tennessee Whiskey is another one. There's that one as well. There's a long list of music. So all of this music you've sang. Have you sang with family members and stuff? Is that Would that be
Yeah,
right?
so Francesca, my daughter, sang "Hold On with Me," which is a
That's okay.
Wilson Phillips song, and we basically she didn't want to do it because she doesn't have the confidence to do stuff. Like, she's so talented, my daughter. She's more of an actress than a singer, but she's like, "Mum, you're the singer. I'm an actress. You do your thing, I'll do mine." I was like, "Can you just sing with me?" But she came to some gigs with me, and she come and sang with me, and everyone was like, "Sarah, she's amazing." I'm like, "I know," but I didn't want to be biased, and they were like, "She needs to record with you." So I was like, "Will you record this song with me?" And I didn't think she'd say yes. And she went, "Yeah, all right." I went, "You will? Oh my God. Woo!" So literally I had to grab her and get it done. But it was hard because that's got the most harmonies in a song you could ever imagine. And trying to do them harmonies was so hard with her because she's like, "Oh, for God's sake, I don't know what you mean." But we got there. We got there in the end. But she's still not happy with it. She still says that she could have done better, but I think that's just her personality. But no, I loved it. I loved it. And she actually loved Rosa Parks Boulevard. She said that was my best ever song. And she's in the music video for it because she loved it that much.
Wow. Well, that's great. Yeah, definitely, definitely. And is it something which you said she's an actress? So does she want to get into music at all?
Not really. Musicals. She loves
Musical
musicals. So she's not
musicals.
interested in like performing. She just wants to be an actress and sing. Like, she was in Legally Blonde. She was in Beauty and the Beast.
Wow,
Um, and
awesome.
she's done all that, but she's like, oh, but now because she's getting paid and she's a manager, she's liking the money, and she's like, she's distracted. So she's like, "Oh, I don't know, I'll do it later. I'll do it later." But I'm like, "Look, go and do what you was meant to do. You can get money
Absolutely.
anytime. You can't get passion anytime. You've got that passion. Don't let that fade. Go and smash it, because otherwise you'll get to my age again before you're actually doing something about it, Just do it. So let's hope she does it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure she will. Like you said, it's best to do stuff with passion on there, because obviously, where there's no passion, then you're doing something. It's like you're doing it for the sake of doing it. I was, without mentioning it, I was doing something before, and I was doing it for passion. But when the passion went, Then I decided I need to do something else, and then that's where the podcast came on there. But when they said to me, "Okay, you know, a lot of people said, can you do it? We'll pay you to do that, to do the previous thing." I said, "I can't do it because there's no passion anymore. Uh, I want to do the podcast because there's passion now here. Because there's a purpose why I'm doing it, to promote the female talent, artists and stuff, and other people. So exactly, absolutely spot on. Definitely, you need to do something which there's passion to do, because obviously you at that whatever age she is at, you only get that chance at that time to do it, to make that decision, whichever decision you're making. Definitely. So do check it out. SarahLouise.biz, her Sarah Louise official website. Get on there, check it out, and you can get her official merchandise. Subscribe to the newsletter. Lots of amazing stuff by Sarah coming out. Her new album coming out very soon, and she'll break it on the newsletter. And if we get the news, we will break. If we get it, we will break it definitely on YouTube.
Thank you.
For sure, on the Sarah, and absolutely, and you can check her out. Her social media links are on the website as well. You can click on it, get onto it, and you can follow her from there, absolutely straight away. Anything else you would like to say, Sarah? To
I've got loads I could say, but I better let you have a break now because I've been chatting for ages. But yeah, but I just want to say,
yeah, we have
if there's any songwriters out there that are wondering whether or not they should write songs, I will recommend that they do that because you haven't got nothing to lose. Literally, it's like writing a journal. So even if you think, oh, I can't sing or I can't do this, but you want to write songs, do it. Get someone else to sing it. Don't just stop and think, should I, shouldn't I? Just boom, go and do it because it's the best feeling in the world. And especially when people sing your songs back to you, there's nothing like it. I've not had a feeling like it, apart from giving birth to my daughter, obviously, but that obviously goes without saying. But the best feeling in the world is when people enjoy your music because it's almost like they're celebrating your story and it's so beautiful to see and hear. I just love it. So smash it.
Absolutely, and Sarah. So yeah, absolutely, and Sarah Louise's YouTube channel link is on the website sarahlouise.biz as well, and you can go on there, and you can subscribe to it. On this, Sarah, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you
I
very much, and
appreciate
I've got
it.
to say, I've got to mention again. It's such a great hat. I love it. It's
Thank
great.
you.
Uh,
It's from Nashville,
it's from
Tennessee,
Nashville.
baby. Oh, yeah.
Nashville, absolutely Nashville. And if you're in Nashville, you will be see. I'm sure you will be seeing Sarah down at Nashville very soon as well.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm down there from the end of May. So I'll be there from the 21st of May until the 12th of June. If anyone wants to hook up with me, want to meet up with me, come and see me in any writers' rounds, then check out my Instagram and I'll be posting it all on there as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So do check it out on there and on Instagram. She will be breaking it there on Instagram as well. If that she'll be going to Nashville. So do check it out if you're in Nashville or if you're going to Nashville. Thank you, Sarah. Wishing you lots of success for this. Like you said, it's doing well, and I'm sure it's gonna break lots of charts records definitely, and I'm
I
sure
hope so.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. And I'm sure your new album, which is coming out, that's going to do really well. Thank you very much, and
Thank you all for
I hope
listening as
you have a
well.
fantastic weekend. Thank you.
Okay, thanks,
Yeah,
Raj.
absolutely was. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.